Most people spend 3 days exploring Siem Reap. We only had one. So the question was simple. Can you actually experience Angkor Wat and the best of Siem Reap in a single day? From sunrise at Angkor Wat to jungle temples, floating villages, night markets and traditional dance? We're about to find out. Our day started before sunrise. Every morning, hundreds of people gather in front of Angkor Wat to watch the sun rise behind the temple towers, one of the most famous sites in Cambodia.
Behind me here is the Angkor Wat temple. We've been here since about 5 o'clock this morning, just to get a good spot and to see the many shades of colours as the sun starts to come over the horizon. It's a very iconic spot in Cambodia. About to enter the Angkor Wat temple after seeing such a brilliant, stunning sunrise. So you can hire a tour guide. There's probably hours and hours of walking that you can do around the complex. This is just one of many giant complexes in the area.
Angkor Wat was built in the 12th century and is the largest religious monument in the world.
So it's hard to imagine. The white settlement in Australia is not much more than 200 years old. This whole complex is something like 1,000 years old. Believe it or not, Cambodia, although it's a Buddhist country, the Angkor Wat temple was originally Hindu. We've got some stairs ahead, up into the tower, along with everyone else.
After sunrise, we started exploring Angkor Wat itself. Walking through these galleries, you start to appreciate the scale of the place. The walls are covered with detailed carvings telling stories from Hindu mythology, and every corner of the temple reveals another courtyard, tower, or staircase. But what surprises many visitors is that Angkor isn't just one temple. The entire Angkor complex spreads across hundreds of square kilometres, with temples scattered throughout the forest. Which raises an important question. If you only have one day here, which temples should you actually visit? It's easy to spend hours here without even realising it, but with only one day in Siem Reap, we couldn't stay too long. Our next stop was one of the most famous temples in Angkor, Prohm, often called the Tomb Raider Temple. What makes Prohm so different is that parts of it have been deliberately left as they were discovered, with enormous tree roots growing through the ruins. It's one of the few places in Angkor where you can really imagine what these temples looked like when they were first rediscovered in the jungle. And around many of these temples, you'll quickly notice some very confident residents. The monkeys here seem perfectly at home among the ancient ruins. In fact, they may have been the real owners of the temples all along. By this point, we'd spent most of the morning exploring Angkor. And one thing becomes clear very quickly. You could easily spend several days here, but if you only have one day in Siem Reap, there's still more to experience beyond the temples. By afternoon, we headed back into Siem Reap town. Compared with the quiet temples of Angkor, the town feels lively and relaxed. Small cafes, markets and restaurants line the streets.
When you come here to Cambodia, you're absolutely spoilt for choice for great coffee and great looking cafes.
The night markets open, street food stalls appear, and Pub Street becomes the centre of the town's nightlife. And if you're feeling adventurous, there are even some unusual snacks on offer. Just outside Siem Reap is Tonlé Sap, the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia. The lake supports thousands of people who live in floating villages. Many visitors come here in the evening for a sunset cruise. Watching the sun set over the lake is a completely different experience from the temples earlier in the day. After a morning among thousand-year-old temples, the lake reminds you that life here is still closely connected to the water. Entire communities live out here on floating villages where homes, schools and shops rise and fall with the level of the lake. But there was still one more stop before the day ended. We finished the evening with a traditional Cambodian Apsara dance performance. These dances date back centuries and tell stories from Cambodian history and mythology through music, costume and movement. So, is one day in Siem Reap enough? If your main goal is to see Angkor Wat and a few of the most famous temples, then yes, you can experience a lot in a single day. But Angkor is enormous, and there's far more here than you can explore in just a few hours. Realistically, 2 days gives you a much better chance to experience both the temples and the town at a slower pace. But even in just one day, Siem Reap offers a remarkable glimpse into Cambodia's history, culture and landscape.